Hujambo mtazamaji mara tena, ukipenda hii ni TT Testimony Tuesday na hii ni awamu ya pili ambapo huwa tunapata ushuhuda wako. Na ingawapo pia una story ambayo unajua ya kwamba inaweza jenga, equip ama inspire mtu pale nje. Pia unaweza tupigia simu na ama ututumie ujumbe mfupi kwenye arafa zetu ambazo ziko hapo chini ya runinga yako 0705 890 890. Ueleze, tutakusikiza na pia tutakupa nafasi. Na leo tumepata nafasi ya kupata mzee mmoja ambaye ni finance expert. Amebombea katika mambo na fedha na nini, na pia na story ambayo unajua ya kwamba itajenga maisha yako. Kwa hivyo usicheze mbali, manake mambo ambayo tunaenda kuzungumza hapa ama story ambayo tunaenda kuipata hapa ni story moja ambayo itaweza kubadilisha jinsi ambavyo unafikiria. Unajua tunasemaga nitaanza kusave wakati nitalipwa 70, wakati nitalipwa 80, wakati nitalipwa 100. Mtu ambaye aliguza maisha yangu nikaweza kusave na kubadilisha maisha yangu jinsi nilivyo hivi sasa. Tuko naye ndani ya show, naye ni bwana Joshua. Karibu bwana Joshua ndani ya show.
Asante sana bwana Willy.
Hujambo?
Hujambo sana.
Utokako salama?
Tuko salama kabisa.
Siku mingi.
Ni siku mingi, lakini ndio hivyo, Mungu amenihifadhi, sasa tuko pamoja. Nimesema nije niwasalimie kidogo.
Asante.
Nishukuru mambo vile iko.
Sasa bwana Joshua, karibu ndani ya show.
Okay.
Na natumai ya kwamba unakumbuka mahali ambapo tulipatana.
Yes.
Tulipatana na kuna maneno ambayo ulizungumza yakabadilisha maisha yangu tena sana. Kwa hivyo nataka umsalimie mtazamaji. Najua haja kufahamu, sisi tunafahamiana. Umsalimie mtazamaji, ili ndio kamera yako tutasema pale. Salimie, umwambie majina yako, alafu ndio tuendelee.
Mtazamaji, nimeshukuru kuwa hapa. Mimi naitwa Joshua Obaro na huyu Willy ni rafiki yangu sana. Natazamia kwamba ile discussion tutakuwa nayo na nyinyi hapa itakuwa ni ya kupatia ile motisha kama the youth ama mtu yote ule atakuwa nasikia hii program. Kwa hivyo nimeshukuru sana kuwa karibu nanyi.
Asante. Unajua bwana Joshua, wakati tulipatana, mimi nilikuwa napita tu naona mzee. Napita tu naona mzee. Lakini sikujua ya kwamba ndani yako kuna mambo mengi sana na utajiri mwingi sana.
Okay.
And I can tell you, acting on the word that we spoke. Nakumbuka tulizungumza kutoka saa 2 hadi karibu saa 6 usiku.
Oh yes.
Tukizungumza. I acted on the words.
Okay.
And I tell you the rest, it's a story. You can see the progress that I made. Once nitakutembeza utaona. Sasa the same thing. Nataka usaidie watu ambao wanatazama TT.
Okay.
Manake ndani ya Testimony Tuesday show tunasema ya kwamba we educate, we inspire.
Okay.
So we want to inspire as many people as we can. So bwana Joshua, najua mahali tulianza.
Okay.
Unajua wanasemanga ya kwamba samaki mkunje angali mdogo, manake akishako mama kauka utavunja. Sasa nataka tuhamazishe na tuwaambie. Najua life yako, story yako. Na sana sana mtazamaji utaona sina maswali mengi, manake mambo ambayo naenda kunena na yafahamu na naelewa, na nataka hii story kaweze kujenga. Karibu.
Haya. Cha kwanza mtanisamee kwa Kiswahili siko fluent sana, kwa hivyo nitachanganya na Kizungu kiasi.
Naelewa.
Sasa kwanza nataka kuwapatia brief history tu, ile mahali kutoka vile nilizaliwa, mahali nilizaliwa kidogo tu, just start for 5 minutes. Nilizaliwa Siaya, lakini babangu alikuwa anafanya Nairobi, so nikasomea kutoka primary school, Heshima Road Primary School, nikafanya vizuri, nikaenda hapa Hill High School. Kutoka hapa Hill School nikaenda Kisii High School, from Kisii High School nikaenda kwa Kenya Polytechnic nikafanya accounts. From accounts immediately, because wakati hiyo, that is the 1980s.
Naam.
Tulikuwa na jobs ilikuwa available.
1980s ndio ulimaliza accounts.
Nilimaliza accounts in 1984 by the way. So by 1985 nilikuwa already nimeshapata kazi na Uchumi Supermarkets. By that time ilikuwa ni organization kubwa.
Kumaliza shule hivi. Twende pole pole. Kumaliza shule hivi college.
Yes.
Ukapata kazi ya kwanza.
Ukapata kazi immediately, because pia katika wakati nilikuwa shule hapa Hill High School, we were taught how to communicate. Communication skills were very good. Sasa wakati nilikuwa na approach interview, I think they blow the interview panel immediately. So nikapata kazi. However, that is where I want to start my inspirational story. When I was young, the way most of the people who are now watching TT were young and very enthusiastic and very energetic. They lacked somebody to mentor them in terms of finance.
True.
So nilikuwa nikipata mshahara, and tulikuwa all the clubs nilikuwa nasijua, because we used to drink. We used to have a team which we just get out, and the money was there, and we used to drink a lot of So as we continued, we didn't know that time pia inasonga. And we didn't have any backup plan.
Ni party.
We just party. But eventually, the way things happen, uchumi ilakuja kachukuliwa with somebody else na wakaanza kueliminate watu.
When was that?
In 1991. 91. You can imagine hizo between 1984 and 1991, there was not plan. And that's what the youth currently are doing. They think there's a lot of time and there's a lot of and they have money and they have ideas.
Exactly.
But they do not know that immediately you start an employment, you must start having some money you are putting aside. Even if you are partying, it's the same you party, but you must start putting money aside for your future, because you do not know. The world is so dynamic, and the companies nowadays, they come and take over, and you find that even if you're a professional, you unaweza tolewa hapo, and then sasa you don't have what is called a backup plan ile ya kuanzisha, even if you are so skilled, but you do not have anything to do or have money, unajipata now you're desperate. Sasa unajaribu ku apply, and the applications at 1991 people watu wameshaanza kufanya accounts. Watu wameshaanza computer packages zile zinafanya accounts zilikuwa zimekuja. Age pia imekuja. So when the employment sector looking at somebody, they want somebody young, professional, and somebody who's got all this. And by that time, you are already 45, and maybe the cutting age that your jobs ni 44 ama 40. Sasa already umeshaanza kutoka nje, and you hauna anything. So first step, that was the biggest mistake we did. That there was nothing we did as a team. Even if you're a group of young men or young women or young adults or even old, you must have a team that you can sit down together and work out a plan that tuko hapa, but should this happen, I can go back and do this and this and this and this. Even if you are a person who is, for example, in the entertainment industry, anything can happen. An accident can happen.
True.
What will I do? Because my talent is singing, or my talent is I'm a teacher, or I'm an accountant, or I'm an architect. But now I cannot do this. What is my backup plan? So we lack that. So, and in the same process, to cut the story now short, I also got married, and I didn't plan well.
Between 84 and 91.
84 and 91. And at that period of partying, we were not taking life very seriously. And therefore, my partners also felt that this guy is not serious. And that ended up in breakage of marriage. At that time, I felt that my spouse is but she just realized that this guy is not serious. So
Hana vision.
He's got no vision, basically. In fact, that's the right word. Hana vision. So even if you have a vision, your vision must be well planned, so that when you now get out of work and you have a spouse, the spouse can stay with you even if you don't have finance, but you have a vision. So, and that's what happened. Then she left. Now I was now on the streets. I started realizing that actually all the friends who I had ran away, and that is going to happen.
After now, you have lost the job in 91.
You have lost the job. Your marriage is off. And you've got no job and you've got no friends. So then I started realizing I'm in a very big mess. So if you're in a big mess, even if you're young, then you start looking for solution.
Exactly.
The solution is not in drugs.
Exactly.
The solution is not in giving up. So I started looking at, because of what I had gone through, I started looking at how I can now reorganize my life.
So honestly speaking, is that your partner left due to the lifestyle that
the lifestyle. There was no vision. There was no seriousness in life. So, and I came to realize later that actually, she was right.
She was right.
If I were to take her part, how then would I have reacted? I would have reacted the same way. You cannot stay with somebody who's not without vision.
Did she try to change you at some point along the way?
She did. She used to talk, and at that time, I think I thought I knew. everything.
Exactly.
And of course, being a woman, also I told her, "What do you know? I've been in this game for too long."
Exactly.
And that's also another thing that I'd advise a young man that sometimes you need to know that you need to be humble. You need to do the right thing, so that you basically to be humble and listen to advisors. The advice may not necessarily come from a professional. It can come from even somebody lower than you. But if it's the right advice, please try and take it and run with it very, very fast. So from then on, I started now. Somebody told I met one of my manager. He was an accountant also, and he advised me, "Young man, you're going the wrong way. Start looking for financial literacy." And I also I'd like to advise young men, start looking for financial literacy, because if you're sick, what do? You go to a physician.
You go to a physician.
If you don't know issues about finances, start looking at finances issues. Start looking at financial literacy. Because if you want to be a journalist, you go to school of journalism.
Exactly.
If you want to be a nurse, you go to school of nurse. If you want to be a doctor, you're a doctor. If you're a pilot. So just like if you know that you have a problem with your finances, seek somebody, not your friends, not your relatives. Go to somebody and tell him, "Look, I'm a young man. How do I invest?" Just like the way you came to me.
True.
So I started learning from that man. He was an accountant. He was a very sharp man, and he had investments. So he told me, "Young man, you may not see me for too long, but start reorganizing your society. Start looking at financial literacy." And what are these financial literacy? In simple terms, is that you know that, for example, stock exchange sells shares. How many young men here know what the Nairobi Stock Exchange do? None. I believe probably not even you. The cooperative society, how do you save? What are the benefits of saving? You go to your banker and tell them, "See, I want to save. If I'm saving, what are the benefits of saving? What are the instruments of saving? What are the, And when
what we are making is not enough. For instance, I'm paying 10,000 or 15,000. How am I going to save?"
And that is what you're going to do. You're going to be told that for you to survive, you've got to live below your means. So at 10,000, you just have to squeeze and know that I'm not going to stay in a 3-bedroom house or a 2-bedroom house. I have to do the necessary sacrifice to live beyond my means. If that is a rule, that whether you're earning 10,000 or 100,000, you just have to use it. You have to cut down on friends. If it is drinking, cut down on drinking. If it is bus fare, you make sure that you walk half the way, the other half you save. It has to be a really vigorous and a thorough, way of life. It is not just a please to find. No.
It's a sacrifice.
Yeah, it's a crazy sacrifice. Just like if you want a degree, you sacrifice your sleep, you sacrifice your time, you sacrifice entertainment, and that is also what I'd advise the youth to do. That I'm having 10K. I just have to save. I don't know how, but I have to save, because that's exactly, I started doing that because that's what the guy told me, that there's no excuse. Don't think that the economy is going to go down, or the tax is going to go down, or the politician is going to break. No. These things lie squarely on you. Yeah. So there's a time he told me, "Give me your problems." I told him the economy is hard. I'm getting a low pay.
Yeah.
I'm having this, and he told me, "No, you're missing one thing, and that thing is the problem. The one you're missing one problem you've not put in the list. The problem is you." So
I thought that you talk to employers like my employer, at least to add something.
No, it is you now to start bringing in the wisdom of trying to ensure that you put something aside. However little it is, you just have to work it out. That's why you need to go to a consultant and say, "How do I get at 10,000? It's going to tell you, take 10%, take 10% and save it. It may look very little. You may be saving 1,200. You think, hii ni kidogo sana. It won't have any impact. So he told me that if you look at your graph and you're saving 500, next time your graph is going up to 1,000. Next month, 1,500. So at least you're making a progressive graph increase in your
savings.
Secondly, you do not know at what point the opportunity is going to come. It's better that you have money and there's no opportunity, rather than having an opportunity and you don't have how to tap into that opportunity. Why? Because you are not prepared. So prepare for an opportunity, even if it is not there, rather than an opportunity being there and you're not prepared.
With those words, I remember words I was told by a certain lecturer when I was doing my theological college. He told me that success is when opportunity meets preparedness.
Preparedness, yes. Exactly. Now you see me, I'm bringing on the other side. So that is what, in fact, my maintainer is. As time went by, I now started learning how to take the sacrifices, save, and reorganize my life. And I tell you, it's better to do it when you're young, and when the opportunity is there, rather than do it at this age. Because right now I'm 60 years. 60.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 60. No, I just wanted to say, I just wanted to tell the viewers who are watching this. I'm passionate about the youth, but I want to tell the viewers that time is equals to money. So if you are 25 years, that time is equivalent like money in the bank. So if you, in those 25 years, you develop yourself well, in 10 years, you can completely turn. In fact, you can come from a pauper to a millionaire.
Just simply because you've used your time well.
Your time well. It's not because your salary increase or but because you've used your time well. And time means that you have to revolve around a lot of sacrifice in terms of ensuring that you're putting something aside.
Mtazamaji, leo kizungu huku ndio nyingi. Tuko na Bwana Joshua ndani ya show, a very learned fella, I tell you. Na nataka tuende kwa mapumziko kwa dakika moja, tupate kumeza mate na kopo la maji kidogo, alafu tunarejea. Usiende mbali, testimony still continues.